India was home to one of the world's first civilizations. Like other early civilizations, the one in India grew up in a river valley, but the society that eventually developed in India was very different from the ones that developed elsewhere. India is a huge peninsula, so large in fact that it is called a subcontinent, and the highest mountains in the world, the Himalayas, separate it from the rest of Asia. Historians call the civilization that grew up in the Indus River Valley the Harappan civilization, and a part of the Harappan civilizations were the two towns of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. These two towns were two of the most well-planned towns in the ancient world, and like other ancient peoples, they used clay stamps and made pots for decorative art purposes. No one is exactly sure what ultimately caused the end of Harappan civilization, but many people attribute it to the Aryans, who were invaders from Central Asia. And when the Aryans came to the Indus River Valley, they brought with them a very unique culture, which would change the Indian culture forever. A part of this culture were the Varnas, which was the four main social classes within Aryan society. These social classes would eventually be broken down into several thousand smaller groups known as castes. The four main Varnas were Brahmins, who were India's priests, Kshatriyas, who were the rulers and warriors, the Vaisyas, who were the farmers, craftspeople, and traders, and the Sudras, who were the workers and the servants. India is also home to two of the five major world religions, Hinduism and Buddhism. Hinduism has no known founder but was likely created through the process of cultural diffusion with the Aryans and many other groups of people in the area at the time. Hindus believe in many gods, but they believe that all gods are aspects of a universal spirit called Brahman. This is the god Brahma, who represents the creator aspect of Brahman. This is the god Shiva, the destroyer aspect of Brahman. And this is the god Vishnu, the preserver aspect of Brahman. Buddhism, on the other hand, had a founder, a man named Siddhartha Gautama. Siddhartha was dissatisfied with the teachings of Hinduism and all the suffering he saw in the world, so he began to ask his own questions about the meaning of human life. This painting shows Siddhartha leaving his palace to search for the true meaning of life. When Siddhartha would finally become enlightened, he would then be known as the Buddha, or the Enlightened One. At the heart of the Buddha's teachings were four guiding principles known as the Four Noble Truths. A part of these Four Noble Truths was the Eightfold Path, a path that can overcome ignorance and desire by following the steps that lead to wisdom, enlightenment, and salvation. Because of Buddhism's popularity, it would spread quickly throughout the rest of Asia. One leader of the Mauryan Empire, Asoka, sent missionaries throughout his empire to spread the religion. After the fall of the Mauryan Empire, a new Hindu empire would arise. This was the empire of the Guptas. This Gupta painting of a palace scene shows some of India's different castes. Since Gupta rulers supported Hinduism, they also supported the caste system. Because of the popularity of Buddhism and Hinduism in India, you see many Buddhist temples like this one, and many Hindu temples like this one scattered throughout the subcontinent. But these two religions have led to much more than just great architecture. For example, they have led to many works of art and many pieces of great literature. This work of art here shows the religious epic, the Ramayana. Indian achievements were not limited to art, architecture, and literature. Indian scholars also made important advances in metalworking, math, and the sciences. For example, the Indians were pioneers in metallurgy, or the science of working with metals. This gold coin shows the Emperor Chandragupta II. The Indians also made great advances in medicine. They developed inoculations, or a way to build up a person's defenses against a disease. They also made great advances in mathematics. They developed many elements of our modern math system, such as Hindu-Arabic numerals. And the Indians also made great achievements in astronomy. They would use devices like this one to observe and map the stars. For much more on Indian achievements, empires, religion, and early civilization, please stay tuned to your unit to come.